Have you ever had a cruise port call cancelled? It can really put a damper on your trip. But what if you could turn it into an opportunity? On our recent Western Caribbean cruise aboard Icon of the Seas, we had a missed port, but we ended up hundreds of dollars ahead. Join me as I show you what you need to do in a similar situation and how we made the most of our unexpected day at sea. It's coming up. Before this cruise, I have been pretty lucky. I never missed a port on a cruise ship, but I always knew it would happen eventually. Normally, you get a heads up if bad weather is in the forecast, like storms or hurricanes, but this time we had no clue. The forecast was for sunshine, and I was up bright and early on the top deck, and I've even recorded the original hook for this video while watching us approach the port.
Buenos dias, fellow travelers. This is Ken from Ken Travel 360. As you can see, the ship is arriving at Puerto Costamare, the day 4 of our 7 nights Western Caribbean cruise on Icon of the Seas. We've got a very exciting excursion booked for today, but now we need to go have breakfast first.
After having our breakfast at Windjammer, I was surprised to see that we still hadn't docked at Costamare.
Well, as you can see, we are arriving at Puerto Costamare. Carnival ship Mardi Gras is already here. We are still trying to get into the pier. I hope we'll be able to get into it. The waves looks a little bit rough today, but I'm sure we can get in.
Well, those were my famous last words. Just as I shared my observation, the captain and then the cruise director came on the intercom with these announcements.
Try my best to get into Costamare, but the wind and the swells are in such condition that it will not be safe operation for us, and I barely had a safe operation on the ship, so I decided to skip Costamare today.
As such, we will spend the day at sea. We are preparing a new program. Anybody who was on a Royal Caribbean short excursion today, this has automatically been cancelled and refunded to your onboard account.
For cruisers who have booked excursions through the cruise line, getting a refund was simple. Any payments would automatically be converted back to onboard credit. However, we had used Viator to book our excursions, which meant cancellations were only refundable if done 24 hours before the start time. Since we missed the port call at Costamare, we couldn't get our money back for our planned excursion, which cost almost $150 per person. It was not only a financial setback, but also a huge disappointment, as we have been excited to visit the Chachaban Mayan ruins as well as the Balacao Lagoon with its cenotes. We quickly WhatsApped our tour operator to inform them about our situation. Well, I'm sure they were aware of it as well. They could clearly see Icon of the Seas not docking at the port. Well, credits to them, they told us immediately that they will refund the excursion money. We were really lucky as they were not obliged to do so. Not all tour companies offer refunds in situations like this, so we were relieved to get our money back. This company does have generally good reviews on TripAdvisor though, so I thought they would. With the excursion issues sorted, I then turned my focus to our cruise insurance. I'm not entirely sure how it works in the US, but in the UK, some insurance companies offer cruise-specific coverage that provides a cash benefit if you miss a port during your cruise. This cash benefit isn't designed to cover out-of-pocket expenses like a non-refundable shore excursion. Instead, it's a set amount paid when a port call is cancelled by the cruise line, providing a little compensation for the disappointment of missing a destination. After all, many of us go on cruises to visit specific places, and sometimes the itinerary is a major reason for choosing a particular cruise. Having this cash benefit helps ease the frustration when a port call doesn't happen as planned. In our case, we had a cruise insurance provided by Nationwide Building Society to their Flex Plus customers, and this policy pays out £150 per person in the case of a missed port. To make an insurance claim for a cancelled port, you need to prove that the cruise ship has skipped a scheduled stop. The key is to obtain documentation from the cruise line. This is where you need to be proactive. I went to the customer service desk to request a letter confirming that we didn't port at Costa Maya, but I was pleasantly surprised to learn that they were actually already issuing such letters to all passengers. Later that afternoon, we found that lettered in our staterooms. It's clear that this letter is intended to support insurance claims for missed ports. However, not every cruise line provides these letters automatically. Many issue them only upon request. It's crucial to request this letter while you're still on board, as it can be much more challenging to get one after you have disembarked. Now, we didn't purchase cruise cover specifically for the missed port benefit. It was a broader necessity. In fact, we started purchasing it when we went on our Antarctica cruise with Ponon. They actually mandated that all cruises on board to have insurance covered. Consider the possibility of needing a medical evacuation by helicopter. The cost alone will be astronomical and potentially bankrupt you or your family. In the worst case scenario, it could even be a matter of life and death. Even if you are going to more traditional places like the Mediterranean, it's still critical to have cover. Relatively minor incidents like a visit to the ship's medical facility can be quite costly. Without insurance, the expense could wipe out your entire vacation budget. This is why cruise cover is so important. Right, now that we have come to terms with the fact that our cruise wouldn't be stopping at Costa Maya, it was time to replan our day. While Steve was sunbathing, I decided to head to Absolute Zero to catch the Broken Link show.
Which crickets chirp? Males or females?
Males.
Correct. What western U.S. state is nicknamed the Beehive State? Utah is correct. What Jewish festival begins with a Seder? What Jewish festival begins with a Seder? Just give us anything.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
I watched it before on Odyssey of the Seas when cruise director Mike also hosted it. It was amusing to hear him use the same jokes and put downs and ask contestants the same questions as before. But hey, what did I really expect? They were not really gonna create new material for every cruise. We went to Thrill Island next to try out more water slides. And then we decided to check out a couple of pools on Icon of the Seas. Despite the ship having 7 pools, I found them very often crowded, particularly on sea days. First, we checked out Royal Bay Pool, which is the largest pool on the ship. But as you can see, swimming anything more than a few meters was impossible due to the sheer number of people. However, if you think that was too crowded, wait till you see the next one. This is the Cove Pool on the other side of the ship. It has a stunning ocean-facing view, but the crowding made it nearly impossible to find a spot. Since the pools were so crowded, we decided to head to Flow Rider next. My attempts on Flow Rider hadn't been the most successful on this cruise, but I still enjoyed giving it a shot. If you've been enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. Afterwards, Steve went back to the cabin for some rest, while I used that time to shoot footage for my upcoming full ship tour video, which I'll edit after wrapping up the daily vlogs from this cruise. In the evening, when we walked through Royal Promenade, we couldn't help but notice a giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the Ghostbusters. This was for the One Hit Wonders dance party later that night. It's a new street dance party that features, well, one hit wonders.
Just like this,